Most people have a to-do list. High performers have a priority system. And the difference between these two things isn't discipline. It's clarity. A to-do list just captures everything. A priority system tells you exactly what deserves your energy and what doesn't. I didn't have a priority system for a long time. I had a to-do list that stressed me out. A phone full of notifications pulling me in every direction. And no real framework for deciding what to actually work on when I sat down at 8 p.m. That changed when I found a decision-making system developed by a US president who managed the most powerful office in the world. I've been running my life and my business on this framework ever since. Tonight, I'm breaking it down completely. What it is, why it works, and exactly how I use it to protect the 3 hours at night that are building Sweet Dreams Enterprises. Let's get into it. What's good, everybody? I'm the Saint DC. I'm a foreman by day, and I'm building Sweet Dreams Enterprises by night. This channel is for men who are building something real while the rest of the world sleeps. Business, productivity, fitness, mindset, dating, and faith. If that's you, subscribe, and let's grow together. Today, we're going deep on the Eisenhower Matrix, the full 4-quadrant framework, the real examples from my life, and a step-by-step process you can use to build your own priority system tonight. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what deserves your time and what's been stealing it. Let's go. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the 34th President of the United States. Before that, he was the Supreme Allied Commander during World War II. The man responsible for coordinating the largest military operation in human history. He was responsible for thousands of decisions simultaneously, under enormous pressure, with the stakes being literal life and death. And somewhere along the way, he articulated something that became one of the most powerful frameworks in productivity history. What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Read that again. What is important is seldom urgent. What is urgent is seldom important. Those two things, importance and urgency, they feel the same when you're in the middle of a busy day, but they're not. And as soon as you separate them, everything changes. The Eisenhower Matrix takes those two axes, urgency and importance, and builds a 4-quadrant grid. Every single task, obligation, and distraction in your life falls into one of those 4 quadrants, and which quadrant something belongs in tells you exactly what to do with it. Let me walk you through each one. Q1 is your true crisis. Things that are both time sensitive and genuinely matter. In my job as a foreman, Q1 looks like equipment goes down mid-shift and production stops. That's a real Q1. It needs to happen now, and it actually matters. Medical emergencies, a deadline that's today. These are the fires you drop everything to fight. Here's what most people miss about Q1. The goal is not to get good at handling Q1, it's to minimize how much of your life lives there. When you're constantly reactive, constantly putting out fires, it usually means Q1 is being fed by a lack of planning. Things that could have been scheduled and handled in Q2 are becoming crises because they got ignored. The more intentional you are with Q2, the smaller Q1 gets over time. Quadrant 2, not urgent plus important, schedule it. Q2 is the most important quadrant in the entire framework, and it's where most people never spend enough time. Q2 is everything that matters to your future, but doesn't have a deadline screaming at you right now. It's not urgent, nobody's calling, no alarm going off, but it is important. Recording videos, writing scripts, building the store, working out consistently, reading, prayer, strategic planning, long-term investments. These are the things that compound. They're the highest leverage actions you can take, but because they're not urgent, they're always getting pushed to tomorrow. My 8 to 11 p.m. bill block is protected Q2 time. Every night I sit down, I know what I'm working on, and it's all Q2. That video I record on Saturday, it could be driving traffic to my store a year from now. Every hour I spend in Q2 tonight is an asset that works for me while I'm on a 12-hour shift tomorrow. That's the power of this quadrant. You have to fight for it. Quadrant 3, urgent plus not important. Delegate it or cut it. Q3 is the dangerous quadrant. Not because it's obviously bad, but because it feels productive. There's urgency to it. Someone needs something now. There's a notification. There's a request. It feels like you're handling business. But when you actually examine it, does this move my mission? Does this build anything? The answer is usually no. Q3 looks like most notifications. Non-urgent group chats that someone made feel urgent. Someone at work asking you to handle something that isn't yours to handle. Requests that are only urgent because the other person is anxious. Favors that feel like they can't wait, but absolutely could. Q3 is other people's priorities, wearing the costume of yours. And it will eat your evenings alive if you don't call it what it is. The move with Q3 is to either delegate it to someone who should actually own it, batch it to a specific time so it doesn't interrupt your Q2 block, or cut it entirely. Most Q3 items don't need your attention tonight. They need a boundary. Quadrant 4, not urgent plus not important. Eliminate it. Q4 is a quadrant that compounds into a wasted life, mindless scrolling, 2 hours of passive content that has nothing to do with anything you're building. I want to be clear. Rest is not Q4. Sleep is important. Recovery is Q2. Q4 is the activity that produces nothing. It doesn't restore you. It doesn't build you. It just fills time and leaves you exactly where you started. Most people spend 2 to 4 hours a day in Q4 and wonder why they don't have the time to build anything. The time is there. It's in the wrong quadrant. Audit your last week honestly. Q4 is probably bigger than you think. How I apply the matrix every day. Let me make this concrete because I think theory is useless without an example you can actually see yourself in. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm running a foreman shift. In that environment, Q1 tasks dominate because that's the nature of plant operations. Equipment issues, production decisions, personnel situations that need to happen now. I don't fight that. It's a job. But I try to be honest about which things are truly Q1 versus things someone else made feel urgent. Not everything that comes at you with urgency is actually your Q1. I finish the shift. I go to the gym. That's Q2. Consistent training is important, and it's not urgent. It's a non-negotiable. I protect it the same way I protect my build block. I get home, I eat, and by 8 p.m. I'm at my desk. Now the matrix becomes my filter for the next 3 hours. What falls in Q2 tonight? Recording, writing, store work, building the content pipeline. These are the actions that build the business. Everything else gets evaluated. What's trying to be Q3? A text I can reply to tomorrow? A notification that can wait? Something someone asked me that I'll handle in the morning. I batch those and ignore them during the work block. What would be Q4? Reels, YouTube rabbit holes with no connection to what I'm building. Social media that isn't research. I've gotten better at recognizing when I'm drifting and pulling back. Q2 is the only quadrant that builds your future. If your evenings are full of Q3 and Q4, you'll wake up in 5 years in exactly the same place you are right now. The matrix doesn't lie. Where your time goes is where your life goes. How to build your own matrix. Practical 4-step process. Do this tonight. Here's the exact process. Do this tonight after you finish watching. Number 1. Brain dump everything. Write down every task, obligation, project, and goal on your plate right now. Don't organize it yet. Just get it out of your head and onto paper. Most people are carrying 20 to 30 things in their head at once, and it's costing them cognitive energy constantly. Get it external. Number 2. Assign each one to a quadrant honestly. Not where you wish it was, not where it feels like it should be, where it actually belongs. Is it urgent? Is it genuinely important? Be ruthless about this. Most people have far fewer true Q1 items than they think. Number 3. Audit your time. Look at the last 7 days. Where did your hours actually go? Be honest. Write it down. Then compare what the matrix says you should be doing with your time and where your time actually went. That gap is the work. That gap is what costs you. Number 4. Protect Q2 ruthlessly. Block it in your calendar. Treat it like a shift you cannot miss. Give it a start time, an end time, and a purpose for each session. This is the time that builds your future. Everything else works around it. That is the Eisenhower Matrix. The full framework. 4 quadrants, 2 questions. Is it urgent? And is it important? Apply those two questions to everything on your plate, and your time will never look the same. Now, I use this framework every single day, and after running it manually for a while, I built a system around it. It's an ebook called the Eisenhower Matrix. Master your priorities and dominate your day. It's got pre-built templates you can start using immediately, guided exercises to audit where your time is actually going, and the complete system laid out step by step so you don't have to build it from scratch. It's in the Sweet Dreams Enterprise store. Link is in the description. If you're serious about protecting your Q2 time, that's where to start. Hit the like button if this video gave you something real. Subscribe. I post a new video every Thursday on business, productivity, mindset, fitness, and dating. And drop a comment below. Tell me what your biggest Q4 time drain is right now. I want to know. I'll see you next Thursday. Stay disciplined, stay faithful, and protect your Q2. Peace.